I consider myself a gamer. So I be keeping up with the news. I watch like streams of video games. I listen to OSTs, and I keep up with like the gaming news and like the releases and all that stuff. But I don't actually play video games. I don't actually play video games. Well, I haven't for like the past few months now. So I'm moving out for college in a few months, and I'm debating whether to take my PS5 or not. And it's not because it'll, take away time from like my studies. It's like if I will even like find the time to make use of it. And so if I take it, like will it be a waste of space or not? And that's really just how it is now. Like that's true. That's really just how I feel. And I can't help but think how it's gotten to this point. So these are all the games that I've played in recent memory. So we're gonna go through this list while we talk about, what we talk about. So why has gaming gotten harder for me to do? Actually, let's start with the first game. This is my most recent game that I purchased. I bought this because I was a really big Bleach fan. And so, yeah, us Bleach fans, we were starving for a game for like a decade. I wasn't even around. Well, I was around, but I didn't get to play the last like AAA release of Bleach, which was like on the PS3 or something. It wasn't in my region, so I never got to play it. But yeah, this game was pretty fun. I played it for like a day, and then I never played it again. I played it like last month with my siblings. But yeah, this was like a game that I bought for me and my siblings to play, because this is like a fighting game. So yeah, but I never really like went through the story mode past like the first day. But let's get on to the first reason. Right? So the first reason why I think it's gotten harder for me to play games is the barrier of entry. So now that I'm growing up and that, I'm adulting and doing all that stuff, I find it harder to find time to play games. And because of that, I find it harder to play like story-based games in general. And that's because okay, let's say I pick up a story game today and then I play it today. The next time that I'll genuinely be free enough to play a game will probably be in like a few weeks time or something like that. And that kind of turns me off towards the story, because then I'll probably like forget what happened in the story, right? And so that's like a barrier of entry for like a story game, like single player story games for me. And if you want to go on to the multiplayer side, I'm not really a multiplayer kind of guy, but I do play multiplayer games from like time to time. I can tell you a recent example is Marvel Rivals. That was a really fun game to get into. I started playing it around December of last year, and that was like during winter time, right? And so the thing with multiplayer games, what turns me off is like there's no story, right? But what turns me off from multiplayer games is that the competition aspect. I like, it's like if you're not playing every day, you're behind, right? There's always going to be like somebody better than you. And like I don't consider myself a competitive person, but I kind of want to be the best at what I do, which I guess is kind of competitive. I don't know, I'm rambling, but like I think you get what I mean, right? Like if I'm not playing every day, I'm kind of like, why am I playing? Like, why even play in the first place, right? If I'm not trying to get better at it every day. And so that's like another barrier of entry. for multiplayer games. So this is my second recently bought game, and yeah, I put this game off for a very long time, and I finally got into it, and yeah, it was pretty hype. It was pretty cool. I got past the second boss, forgot his name, Godfrey, Godric, or Godfrey, one of them. No, the first one was Margit the Fell Omen. I remember that. And then it was Godric the Grafted. Yeah, Godric the Grafted. Yup. I got past him. And then after that, I got out of the castle. And then I just stopped playing. And I just stopped playing it. I don't know. Because it was really interesting, right? Like, the story wasn't linear, so I didn't really have to, like, stick to the story. And I was doing, like, all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, I went, far east, and I went to, like, this place with, like, a bunch of dragons. That was insane. Like, I was walking around. I was on my horse, right? And then I saw, like, this giant, like, mound of, like, dirt. And I was like, what is this? And I kept going closer. And it was like a dead dragon or like a sleep. I was like, yo, get out of here now. Yeah. And I also, this crazy, like, I was in the forest, and I went, like, there was like a little cottage thing, and I went inside, and there was an elevator, and I went down the elevator, and it kept going down, and it kept going down, and it kept going down, and it kept going down. And I was like, what on earth? And I looked up, and there was an entire, like, sky full of, like, stars and shit. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, like, bro, that game is crazy. Like, I really want to get back into it. But, yeah, man, it's like, I can't, like, dedicate the time, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So, my main problem was the barrier of entry, right? And so I kind of found a way to solve this barrier of entry problem that I had. And it was with this, right? So this is kind of like a handheld, like gamer thing. It's basically an Android. It's basically like an Android with a joystick attached to it. And so I just installed like a bunch of I installed like a launcher and like emulators to make it like play like old school like retro games and stuff. And I still wasn't really like getting into it, like, even though, like, the reason I got this was so that I could, you know, reduce the barrier of entry, so that I could like take it to work and like, you know, play on my break or whatever, right? Or I could be like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to get out of bed, let me just pull this out and play it. But it never really solved that problem. I played it for like a month-ish, and then I just never got back into it again. So I started to think like maybe the barrier of entry is not my problem, and that I have like another problem, or maybe the barrier of entry is just one aspect of the problem. Let's go on to the next game. Final Fantasy VII Remake. This was my third recent game, I think. I do have some online purchases. I'm not sure if but for the sake of this video, we'll just go with physical purchases, right? Because my physical collection is bigger. But yeah, this was my third most recently bought game. And the reason I stopped playing this is really funny, but I like kind of played through and watched the original Final Fantasy, like the PlayStation, like the PlayStation 1 version. And then yeah, I played and watched through. I didn't play the whole thing. I played like half of it, and then I just watched the rest. So I went through like the original Final Fantasy VII version to get ready for Rebirth that was about to come out, and so I bought this because I heard like the storyline is kind of different from the original with the remakes. And so I played through the original, and then I bought this to prepare for Rebirth. But I started playing this and I got burnt out heavy. Like, yo, I got burnt out heavy. Like, I couldn't take it, right? So yeah, that's the reason I stopped playing this game. But yeah. Oh, and here's a similar here's a game that went through this similar situation. So this game, I originally played this like when did I play this? I originally played this like when like 1.0 dropped on my PC, right? But the thing is, I sailed the high seas to get to the game, if you know what I mean. And so I really just bought this to like support the devs. But yeah, since I kind of like already played the game before, I was kind of just going through the motions, even though like this has like a really good high, like this has really high like replayability. But like, I don't know, I guess I kind of like got bored of it at some point. But I really love this game though, and I really love Supergiant. I'm probably gonna buy Hades 2 when it drops. You could say like, if you really love games like that, you could figure out a way to squeeze in time to play these games and, you know, all that stuff, right? But I feel like another reason why I'm not like playing games anymore is that I'm just waiting, right? I don't know exactly like for what, but I'm waiting for like the right moment to like just indulge in like all of these games. Like there's a lot of games that I haven't played, like a lot of bangers like Red Dead, like Ghost of Tsushima, and like even like the olden classics, you know, like the original God of War, like the original Infamous, you know, stuff like that. And I'm kind of delusional, but I'm waiting to get a big audience so that I could like play these games. That's disrespectful as shit, bro. The only reason why I bought this game was because it was end of service, and they basically like unlocked everything. And so I just snatched it off of eBay for like 10 bucks because I was really bored. But yeah, I played this for like 5 hours or something, and then I never got into it again. Okay, so now we're getting into the realm of games that I've actually like beaten. So this, I bought this day one, launch edition. You feel what I'm saying? But I got this day one, and I no-lifed it for like 16 hours straight, and then I no-lifed it again for like the next day, and then yeah, I finished the game, and then I never got into it again. Okay, I feel like this is a topic for another video, because I got a whole lot to say about Spider-Man 2. But I feel like since the last time I played this was like 2 years ago, I definitely have to play it again before I, you know, talk about it, because, you know, my memory might be a bit fuzzy on something. But oh no, I don't play games anymore. Here's what I think. I feel like I've romanticized the thought of playing a game, because like I said before, like I do a lot of things like surrounding video game culture. Like I watch all the I watch trailers of like new video games. I watch like streamers play like old video games, or like I watch them play like a new video game for like a few hours, and then I just drop out because like I don't want to get spoiled or anything like that. And that goes back to the waiting, right? But yeah, I feel like I've romanticized like playing video games, like listening to like OSTs and like, you know, doing like, yeah, just like surrounding myself with everything about video games. And then when I actually like, and then like that raises like my expectations of like what playing a video game would feel like. And then when I actually go ahead and play a video game, my expectations are not met. And then, you know, that causes like a feedback loop where, you know, doesn't really and that causes like a feedback loop where like I am kind of like bored and not satisfied, and so I don't go back to it anymore. And like there's a lot of games that I really want to try, like that dropped recently, like Persona 3 Reload, what was the Expedition 33. Ooh, that one. Listen, that one looks like real cinema. I'm not gonna lie to you. Expedition 33 looks like real cinema, bro. Like, and that's the crazy part, because like I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, it looks cool. And then I saw like the first hour, like I saw like a bunch of streamers play the first hour, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I love this game, and like I want to like play it. But I don't want, and it's $50 too. It's really cheap. But it's like, if I buy this now, I'm gonna play the first hour and never play it again. So it's like I have to wait. I have to like find like the time. Like I have to be in that stage of my life where I can just play video games whenever I want. You know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, that's like the only thing. Cause like I'm even listening to the OSTs, like the OSTs dropped on Spotify. Bro, stop. Listen, I've never been a fan of classical music, but this, yo, stop. Yeah. But yeah, I think, okay, what I've gathered is that I'm in the stage of my life where I can't really play video games. Like, let's wrap this up. So I feel like I'm in the stage of my life where I can't play video games whenever I want. And so I feel like that's just the main like overarching reason why I'm feeling this way. And so I guess I can still be tapped into the culture without playing video games, and that will still, you know, keep me knowledgeable, keep me interested. And then, you know, the second that I'm out of like this stage in my life, I can boom, immediately just, you feel what I'm saying? Like immediately like just indulge in like everything. And so anyways, I feel like that's about it. I mean, yeah. I just gotta push through it, I guess. And I'll just wait for the day that I can be able to just play games whenever I want.